What's up, guys? Ryan with Jet Joel back. Another video. Today, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the newly announced Return of the Jedi Han Solo. So let's go ahead and get into this. I have photos, obviously the blogger photos from Hot Toys. Also have photos on display at Secret Base. So shout out to Pop Collectibles for getting me those photos. I appreciate it very much. If you want to pre-order one of these from them, you can. And if you don't, well, then you don't have to, because that's how it works. Here we go. Return of the Jedi Han Solo, out of nowhere. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody thought we would get a Han Solo. Well, I guess most people wanted the Empire Strikes Back Han Solo. Like, that was the thing we should have got 2 years ago. But Hot Toys says, nah, we're not going to give you that. We're going to give you Return of the Jedi, which is fine. I'm I want both, so I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's kind of a little bit of a shock, so that's fine. But let's go ahead and look at the photos. We're gonna have the indoor look. He's got the jacket and the whole thing going on, and then we've got his swashbuckler, bounty dodging, just bad ass look. I guess we'll call it that. Yeah. All right, let's get into this. So we got here, and we're gonna talk about the hair. Gonna talk about the hair, but I'm gonna just bear with me on this. I'm enjoying this, the way this thing looks in general. Now, you get this diorama base, and it's cool. And I've already seen complaints, because that's what collectors do. They complain. And on the one hand, they're like, cool, it's a cool diorama base. Posing on is not gonna be all that great, because you got this little tree stump thing going on. So be it. However, it doesn't match the Leia and Wicket set, or even the Return of the Jedi Luke set. If you get the deluxe with the jacket and the helmet and the whole thing, the speeder bike set, it doesn't match that. So it's like it doesn't fit in. At the same time, it's cool. I don't know. I don't really have too much of a preference on that. It's a cool base. It doesn't make me want to buy the figure or not buy the figure. But I somewhat understand people wanting to match bases from the same film. Like, that seems reasonable to me. But you're out of luck, so just shut up. So here it is. We've got Han Solo in his dashing good looks. And remember, Han Solo or Harrison Ford Harrison Ford / Han Solo in Return of the Jedi was an older gentleman. He wasn't a young buck. He was an older dude. So he's got some age on him. He's got these, like, they decided to go the furrowed brow, the wrinkles, and the forehead and all that kind of stuff. Decided to go with that. And then if you go back and look at just go back and watch the film. That's a better way to do it. Go back and watch the film. Harrison Ford's hair was definitely 80s hair. It was big. It was like air dry, air blown. It was big 80s hair. I mean, it was what it was. To be able to capture that in sculpted form, I imagine it would be very difficult. I mean, it's near impossible. So what they've done here is they've adapted it from that look to his sculpted hair, and I understand the initial reactions on this. I get it, but I don't think it's going to stop anybody from buying this piece. I mean, if you want the New Hope version, then by all means, go spend $500 on that, or you can spend $300 on this, and you get a new figure. You get the transcript. You get rolling eyes. It's just. It's a thing. Now, my thought, and hear me out on this, my thought is I have the Stormtrooper in disguise Han and Luke, and the Stormtrooper in disguise Han has the smirk. So I might, assuming the neck pegs and everything work the same, I could totally see that being a thing. Rolling eyeballs function here. I think it looks good. The sculpt looks good. The brow or the wrinkles in the forehead don't bother me. This depends on where you pose it. I don't really have a complaint with this. Now this photo, I must be honest, doesn't really capture the likeness of Harrison Ford from Return of the Jedi, in my opinion. And I think it's the hair. I'm having a hard time with this. I mean, if we zoom in, let's get down to the nitty gritty here. We zoom in here. I think the likeness is probably there, and the hair's throwing it off. I think. Too soon to say. Again, we're ways out from this thing being released. So, I'm kind of being nitpicky here a little bit, because it is Star Wars. It is iconic. It is Return of the Jedi. And it's just one of those things. Now, I like the vest. I like the shirt. It's a little poofy. It's got wrinkles going on with it, which makes sense. He's been running around the galaxy, smuggling things, and it's okay. It's okay. So rolling eyeballs, that's fine. I think this is probably a sculpt where you need the rolling eyeballs to get some different expressions based on the just the way his expressions were in the film. I think it makes sense to have that. And this right here, if I chopped off the hair or made it more Farrah Fawcett, I think it would work. I think it'd work. Now this is a stronger likeness. Now look, so from this angle, I'm struggling with it a little bit. Struggling. But right here, I'm not struggling. Right? Struggling, not struggling. And I honestly think it's the hair. I really do. I think it's the hair. And I think it's the lighting on the hair. So they've got a hair light, no pun intended, top-down light coming down. And it's highlighting, it's throwing some exposure on the hair on top, therefore kind of making us look at it a little bit. If you look at this, it's got more shadow going on in the front. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's there. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's the angle. I don't know. Anyway, this right here looks on the money. Like that looks on the money. I mean, look at and they take a special attention to the hands, and we'll take a look at them a little bit. But we've got newly designed hands and veins and paintwork and artwork and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of cool. That looks pretty good. I don't mind that, and I don't think I'm not sure if I'd use a trench coat or not. I'm on the fence with that. Well, we got plenty of time to determine whether or not that's going to be the case. See, this looks pretty good. That's a good pose. And if you go back and watch Return of the Jedi, and you look at like the way Harrison Ford decided to fire his blaster, it's the most like unconventional. Like nobody would train anybody to use a firearm that way. Nobody, like balance on the feet and it's just he would never hit anything. But whatever. This is a pretty good pose too. Don't mind that too much. The base is not my favorite. He should have got the sand base with the footprints in it, in my opinion. Should have got that. But, that's just me being picky, I guess. This pose is weird. This pose, again, this is like stuff he would do in the film that made no sense. Like you would not, this is just bad form. It just is. So, I'll go back and critique the trainers, I guess, at the time or he just made it up. Maybe he just didn't know. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. This is pretty good. I dig that. That's a good look. This is how he looked in the film, and it looks silly then. It looks silly now, but it is screen accurate, so I can't be too mad at that. We're going to get the pleather boots, so it's, you're going to get the creases down here in that region and the lower region where the ankles are. It's going to be a thing, and over time they're going to flake. We know that. Pleather belt, pleather gun holster, or blaster holster, pleather boots, pleather. No doubt about it. There he is. He's looking at Carrie Fisher in this pose. I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing. He's staring her down. Yeah. So, I mean, it looks pretty good, right? I'm not mad at any of this. You get two styles of looks, which I guess if you put a jacket on somebody, it counts as a different style. Nah, whatever. I don't know if I'd probably go without the trench coat, although at some of these pictures, I think, maybe I'll go for it. Undetermined. So what you get, newly sculpted hands with natural details, whatever the hell that means, two style looks, separate rolling eyeballs, environmental figure base, which I think most people don't want. You get his blaster, obviously, DL44, and then the D44, and then you got, the hair. It's pretty good. Now, they took special attention to show us a photo with the newly sculpted hands and natural details. And that's a lot of hands for a figure, but he had a lot of gestures, so that's cool, right? Yeah, I think they're pretty good. Now, let's jump over to what it looks like on display at Secret Base, and we'll actually be able to see, does the hair look that crazy in person, or is it just blogger photos, or what's the deal? Let's take a look at this now. So again, Pop Collectibles got these photos for me, so thank you to them. But here we go. Here it is on display with I would argue not the best lighting from Hot Toys on display on this one, but that's fine. Beggars can't be choosers. This is what it is. Let's zoom in here, get in here. The eye detail looks great. The texture on the face looks great. Freckling, that all looks fine. And then the hair here honestly, you know, we got different angles. We'll look at some different angles, but for me, it doesn't look too bad here. Like the blogger photos, for me, let the hair down a little bit. Again, no pun intended. Yeah, I think the facial sculpt, I think, is there. It's definitely there. See, it's not that bad. And that's not the goal for Hot Toys. Like, it's not that bad. That's not really the standard we're going for here. But what I'm saying is, if you look at this on display Secret Base versus what we see from the blogger photos, I feel better about it now than I did looking at the blogger photos. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Right? Handy. I mean, look at that. That's some serious detail on the hands. Look at that. Dang. That's pretty cool. Got a pile of hands. That's all right. There's another one there with the blaster in it. Kind of dig that. More hands. So I got to be honest with you guys. I'm not a fan of this diorama base, this environmental base. I'm not a fan of it. You're very limited on where you can put the feet, and that annoys me. I don't mind that it doesn't match the other stands that I have for other figures. I don't really care about that. But yeah, posing him on the base is gonna be awkward. So for that reason, and you know, whatever. I don't know. It looks good. Nice paintwork there. There's your leather boot. I don't know. What do you guys think? After seeing the photos here of him on display Secret Base, are you feeling better about the head sculpt and the hair? Or are you feeling worse? Like, what is it? Which angle? See, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I do. We're kind of rolling through some of these. You can pause these anytime. I'm sure I'll throw some of these on Instagram. If you want to, follow me on Instagram, @JediPatrol. Easy to find. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to be getting this, obviously. There's no question. Regardless of whatever goes on, I'm going to have this in the collection. But I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on this? Are you getting it? Are you not getting it? That's pretty much all I want to know. As always, click what you like. See you next time.